Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brandy Smith.
And I'm Spencer Shell.
So we just got back from spring break. How was your spring break?
Mine was really good. Last minute, my parents decided to go to Colorado, so we got to do a lot of hiking in Red Rocks, which was really fun. And then we went down to Boulder, and we walked along the creek for a little bit, so that was really fun. And we stayed in Denver, so it was really nice because we could see the city, and then we could also see the mountains from beyond, so it was really cool. It was really good. What'd you do?
Cool. I had the flu starting out for spring break, so I didn't really do much, but I did get to go back home to Dallas and spend some time with my family and my little sister. She is doing like patty cake now and stuff. It's so cute. Yeah, that was really fun. Got to hang out with some of my friends from back home, which was nice. Yeah, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, in other news, Crayola announced today that they discontinued the dandelion color. They're not going to make it anymore in a couple months, but they are going to bring on a new color in the color blue, apparently. Apparently. So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I saw online that they're supposed to have they announced it yet already, like this morning?
The color?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the color yet. I just know it's a shade of blue, which is my favorite color, so I'm excited.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you have any plans for the weekend?
This weekend, I'm probably just going to be working and enjoying the rainy weather. That seems to continue.
Well, baseball season does start this weekend, and we'll talk more about that during our sports segment. Are you a baseball fan?
I'm not a huge baseball fan, but my sister does play softball, so I do enjoy that part of it.
Okay, cool. How's your classes going?
They're going pretty well. I'm ready for the semester to be over. The 6 weeks they're kind of dragging by, but I'm ready.
Awesome. Okay. Well, did you get a chance to go to the career fair or anything?
No, I didn't. I heard it was pretty busy though. Did you go?
Yeah, it was. Speaking of, I had a interview this past Tuesday. And I might be like an intern at the radio station at Great Plains Media, so that's very exciting. I've got to get like my radio voice and like a name or something together.
Your dad will be excited about that.
We'll be very excited about that.
He's gonna be jealous.
Yeah, he's very jealous already. Yeah.
That's funny. No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Well, stay tuned. Next is Elsie with our news update.
3, 2, 1, and camera 2.
All right, guys, welcome back.
Welcome to Media Crossroads. Located on the second floor of Anschutz Library sits an immersive learning experience like no other. So what is Media Crossroads? A chance to try something new. The opportunity to step in and learn. Going behind the scenes, or maybe giving it a shot in front of the camera.
Good evening, guys, and welcome into Playmaker Central. I'm Lydia Taylor.
Under the direction of instructor Cal Butcher, Media Crossroads provides students with the chance to learn by doing.
So you're going to start here just so she sees that you're on.
So what is Media Crossroads? Well, stop by. Come see for yourself.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Elsie Barnhart, and this is your Friday News Update. Thursday morning, Governor Sam Brownback announced that he had vetoed legislation that would have expanded Medicaid to cover approximately 150,000 low-income families. Medicaid would provide health coverage for many families in the state of Kansas. In order for Kansas legislature to override Brownback's veto, they will need a House majority, which would require 2/3 majorities in both the House and Senate. However, the Kansas legislature will only have 30 days to do so. Many Kansans, along with former Kansas Governor Kathleen Sebelius, received the message via Brownback's Twitter and said, "There is a lot to gain and very little to lose by allowing people to access the health benefits that they're entitled to." The topic of abortion is commonly discussed around the world. On Thursday morning, the Kansas House vetoed 87-37, which decided to pass new regulations on abortion information for Kansas residents. State law already requires that the patient should receive name of their physician no later than 24 hours before procedures, along with information on potential risk factors. Those officials believed to be additionally required to give women more detailed information about their physician. Abortion rights supporters claim that the new bill will target providers. At 10:30 this morning, state officials announced that they will allow nonprofit groups to sell fireworks without operating a stand. This 4th of July will be different for many in the state of Kansas due to the freedom to buy fireworks before going to a stand during seasons starting from June 27th to July 5th. There will also be options to pre-order and prepay for fireworks, allowing residents to pick up a licensed stand closer to the holiday. There are many restrictions and regulations of fireworks sales. However, spokesman Kevin Dole said it doesn't override any city or county rules. In Topeka, the House of Representatives have struggled to pass a plan that would give K-12 schools adequate funding. On Thursday night, a Kansas House committee referred to a funding plan that was repealed 2 years ago. However, have confidence it would add roughly $150 million in new funding. The Education Budget Committee will finalize their work on Monday once lawmakers returned from a 3-day weekend. The biggest obstacle for lawmakers will be ensuring the Kansas Supreme Court is satisfied with the bill. Make sure to stay tuned next week for an update. That will wrap up our news, and stay tuned with us after the break with sports.
All right, welcome back to Off the Boulevard and our sports segment. I'm Jacob Sperry. This is Nick Merrick. It's been a while since we were last on, and a lot has happened in the sports world over that period of time. But some exciting news in the Jayhawk sporting world took place yesterday. A first ever for our basketball program, and that is in Frank Mason winning the AP Player of the Year. What do you think about Frank's honor yesterday in Phoenix?
I think it's pretty cool. It hasn't happened in KU history. You know, I would have rather seen KU go to the Final Four, and I think Frank would definitely take that over this award. But you know, this is a good consolation for an amazing season we had.
Well, I'm sure it was a little slightly awkward when he rolled into Phoenix. You know, seeing the Oregon Ducks, who of course took out the Jayhawks in the Elite Eight, and you know, he had to be around all those teams down there preparing for the Final Four this weekend. But Frank, what an amazing season! I mean, one of the greatest seasons, arguably in KU history.
Oh, yeah. You'll see his jersey up there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Pretty soon.
20.5 points per game, 5.5 assists per game average. An incredible tournament. And for those of you that watched the Elite Eight game, a lot can argue he might have been the only player that showed up for the Jayhawks. So what an amazing year for Frank Mason. So congratulations to him. Speaking of the Final Four, though, that's this weekend. We're not going to talk too much about this for obvious reasons, but it's Gonzaga, Oregon, North Carolina, and South Carolina. They will play in the coveted Final Four this weekend in Phoenix. So if you want to tune into that, go ahead. What do you think? You got a team do you think is going to win it, or you want to win it?
You know, the experience says North Carolina's going to win it.
Yeah.
You know, with Roy Williams, he's been there like multiple times. Can't even count how many. You know, I would love to see a dark horse. I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool to see South Carolina come in and just switch up the whole season. So
Absolutely. Yeah,
we'll see, but I'm picking North Carolina.
Yeah, it should be very interesting. So tune in. That'll be on all weekend. Speaking of on this weekend, there's a good series for baseball going on this weekend in Lawrence. Kansas is hosting at Hoagland Ballpark the Texas Longhorns. That's tonight at 6 p.m. Not the greatest start to the season so far for Kansas.
Nope.
10-14, 1-2 in conference, but still plenty of time to turn it around. You know, not the easiest conference to turn it around in, but what do you think about the game tonight or this weekend?
You know, I think KU just needs to get on track, maybe win a conference game. You know, our eyes are set on just making Omaha. Mm-hmm. So, one game at a time, see what we can do.
Yeah, let's get to. Hopefully, we can get to a regional somehow. But they're going to definitely have to, reel off a.
Definitely pick it up here.
They're going to have to reel off a big string of victories here. So yeah. Anyway, good luck to KU this weekend. Get out to Hoagland Ballpark. That's tonight at 6 o'clock against Texas. In more professional news, still regarding baseball, opening day is on Sunday. For all you Royals fans out there, they will host they will actually be on the road on Monday in Minnesota against the Twins. Also, on Sunday, the first game of the year, big game, I guess you could argue, after the Giants and the Diamondbacks, is the Cubs and the Cardinals, which obviously everyone knows the Cubs won the World Series last year, first time in 110 years. And what do you think about this baseball season? I know very early, still in spring training. Do you have a prediction you want to throw out there for your World Series matchup?
I'm definitely leaning towards Cubs again. They just have all the pieces, and they picked up one of my favorite players, Wade Davis. I think that was something that they struggled with last year, even with Chapman. So I'm going to pick them. And coming out of the NL, it's been rough, but I really think the Nationals can pull through this time and get there. But
so actually, hold on. The Cubs are in the NL, so let's pick an AL team real quick.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
AL team. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go with.
Don't say it, man. Don't say it.
I'm gonna have to go with the Royals.
I knew you were going to say the Royals. Well, if it's a Royals-Cubs matchup, I'm sure everyone in this area would be ecstatic, especially since we have all the Chicago kids and obviously everyone from Kansas City. So, if it's a Cubs and Royals World Series, that'd be incredible. But
yeah.
I'm obviously pulling for the Giants. I know not many people around here are, but, that's my alliance. So. In other news in the NFL, some relocation has been happening. Historic numbers, 3 teams relocated in the last year alone. The Raiders joined the Chargers, and the Rams to now be relocated. The Raiders are now going to be headed to Las Vegas. Sin City Raiders, what do you think about this? Now you're wearing a Las Vegas Golden Knights shirt up here. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, go ahead.
I think I like the move, but tradition's tradition. I think a place like Oakland is, it's one of the founding teams. I don't think they should have moved, but, money speaks, and there's something going on. I mean, Oakland didn't have their own stadium. Yeah. I mean, the fans weren't. Fans are great, but, money in Vegas would be a lot better, and I think in the long run, it's going to turn out to be a positive thing.
Yeah. Well, it's all about the stadium in today's day and age. If you can get a new stadium, you're going to move, and we saw it with the Rams. We're seeing it with the Chargers. Their inability to get a new stadium in San Diego, and now you see it with the Raiders. These cities need to come up with a plan to keep their teams there. And obviously, I'm a Raiders fan, so my take on this would be, I'm devastated because I'm an Oakland Raiders fan. But at the end of the day, Oakland didn't do what it needed to do to keep the Raiders.
But do you support them still?
I do. I'll support the Raiders no matter where they are. Even if they move to Kansas City, I would still support the Raiders. I'm a diehard Raiders fan, but that aside from that, I think that it's a bummer that we have 3 teams relocated. I feel sorry for all the cities involved, but here's to new beginnings. So, all right. Anyway, next we'll have Megan Murphy up on an interview. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you after the break.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Isabella Conjemi, and I'm here with Megan Murphy, and we are going to talk about what you've been up to lately. So, Megan has a solo exhibition, right? Coming up. What days are those?
So it starts on April 3rd, which is on Monday, at the Kansas Union Gallery on the 4th floor. I feel like a lot of people don't really notice it, but as soon as you get in there, like the entrance, and you just take a left, it's right there, and they always have like some cool exhibitions there.
So how were you even chosen to have, this?
Well, if you're a senior in like the art department or even in the design department, you have an opportunity to apply for a show there. So that's what they did. They had a call for artists, and I applied and I got it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So what are some pieces that we should be expecting to see in your show? Is it drawings? Is it, because I know you do sculptures as well.
Yeah, well, my main focus is the sculpture, so it's all going to be sculptures actually, and I kind of made this like entire body of work just for it. So it's all going to be like related to each other. It's not just going to be like kind of random sculpture. They all kind of talk to each other.
Right. So this is something that you've done throughout the whole semester or a year?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like throughout like my undergrad, I've kind of been trying to work on my main body of work, and so like this semester finally I think it like clicked, and like all the pieces that I've been working on like really like I'm proud of, and like I'm not just kind of wandering around. They're like a lot more researched and well thought out.
Do you have some sort of theme, or what you know, what is something that people?
Yeah, it's actually going to be called Suppressions, which is part of my artist statement is about personifying these emotions and ideas that a lot of people like kind of try and tuck away and like hide, and I try to like bring that out and let that speak to the people.
Well, awesome. I know that everybody here in Media Crossroads is super excited to check it out, so we will do so, and we'll have someone get a camera down there and check out the show.
Yeah, for sure. And there's going to be a closing reception actually on April 13th, Thursday night from 5 to 7, free snacks. So.
Oh, nice. Well, I know that'll probably get a lot of people there too. Is there anything else you'd like to say about your projects that you've been up to?
Not really, but actually I also have another show coming up after I got into this show in Kansas City. It's the Kansas City Artist Coalition undergraduate show.
Yeah.
And that's going to start in 2 weeks.
So are you going to have the same pieces or something completely
No,
different?
that's like a different thing because that had to be juried. So I had to submit like specific pieces, and I actually submitted 5 pieces and only 2 got in. Not only, but like that's
that's
awesome.
still
But like,
fantastic.
you know, like I always like tell people about like things that I'm involved in, but people don't realize like you also get rejected a lot.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. I know, I think that's something that all us seniors especially are realizing right now with a ton of things. But thank you so much for coming on, and we'll have you, I'm sure, again to talk about everything that you've been up to. We love having Megan on.
I love being here.
Well, good. That will, after this, we will bring back our host and we'll wrap up the show.
Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll be back next week.